World premiere.
Yo, I hit the jeweler, got some goals. I sold a little weed, but I could never sell my soul. And when I'm in LA, you find me out in Lil Toe. Come up, go with my ramen, I'ma need another bowl. Let's go.
Welcome to Bottom Gear, mates. Hey man, I have crack addiction, I'm dying. Hey man, you tiny man, where's the Lambo Chevy? Gonna crash into James car, mate.
Little Cars, the greatest franchise on earth. So, you remember fucking Cars, right? With, Lightning McQueen? Well, guess what? You can throw all those in the goddamn trash can, because Little Cars is where it's at, dude. I will have you know, I ride and I die for Little Cars. This completely original franchise is made by Video Brinquedo, who you may know for Ratatouille.
Meet Marcel Toyne.
Believe it or not, Little Cars is actually a franchise spanning 8 movies, and we're gonna talk about as many as I can fit in this video. So our film begins with these amazing graphics. Whoa, is that grass ray trace? I gotta say, I love the plain black text here. Wow, it's really amazing what the PS1 was able to accomplish. So this opening credit scene goes on for almost 2 minutes. Hey, Cristiano Valente is a fucking auteur. Don't fuck with him. So our film opens with this great race with equally great voice acting.
Excuse me, pardon me, eat my dust, pal.
Very impressive how he's doing this without moving his mouth. It's truly amazing what the PS1 could accomplish. So this guy is about to win the race. But uh-oh, he's about to crash into this guy. But thankfully, it was all just one big dream. A dream had by our main character, Cruz, who is named Cruz because cruise control is a thing cars do. And he's waking up by Tomater! Yeah! Get her done! His actual name is Lugnut because that is a thing in cars. Speaking of cars, what the fuck are these designs? Their eyes look like Play-Doh. And the lip syncing is so fucking bad. They didn't even try to match up with what the voice actors are saying, like, at all.
Playing rubber right down to the finish line. And then
So anyways, this guy shows up, and he's the boss of Cruz and Lugnut, which means that he's a dick and tells him to get back to work. But then this bitch, who is his niece, shows up.
Did someone say race? Ooh, that gets my motor going. Oh, come on, Uncle. Stop being such an old gas guzzler.
Oh, what kind of guzzler? So I'm gonna predict the plot here. Cruz is the underdog that wins the race, and he fucks this bitch.
sex.
It's been 4 minutes, and I'm already predicting the entire plot of this thing. So Cruz and Lugnut are driving home, and Cruz is all like, man, I really want to fuck the girl car.
I can't stop thinking of her. Those fenders, that rear bumper.
I love how in this scene they're just zooming into the same shot, because every time a close-up happens, the quality instantly dips. Cruz then drives away on this really stretched out road texture, but then Lugnut's all like, oh, just take her to the race tomorrow, then you can smash, bro. And that's about it. The next day, we are introduced to these famous racers, who are so famous they are surrounded by a massive crowd of 4 people. One of them is the bad guy, who is evil because he's black and Cruz hates him, while this guy, the champion, is good because Cruz likes him. So Cruz then leaves and, yeah. Then the lady car comes in and misses him. Then the big racer man comes in and starts hitting on her.
Hey, you dollface. Nice headlights.
I'm a penis!
So this guy just walked up to this random girl and goes, nice tits. He better hope there's no Twitter in this car universe.
Cruz was right. That car is a pain in the trunk.
What did you say?
Nothing, never mind.
This dialogue has the worst fucking pacing. It really is like a PS1 video game.
Where do you think you're going?
My daughter. I've got to find her.
Do you like races?
So the evil car offers to let the girl car watch him train. Not sure if I like this. So she then leaves and Cruz comes back and he's very sad about this news.
Who knows? But it looks like she's gonna be seeing a lot more of him.
What was that shot? So the female car is watching the evil car train. He then comes back and mistreats his employees.
We did it, boss.
First of all, not we, me.
Which, come on now, that's not evil, that's just normal. Then the champion comes in and beats his time, all while non-stop smiling. And this makes the evil car very mad. Cut to this place. Man, I love shopping at my first Blender project. So Cruz is all like, man, I'll never get to fuck the female car. But Blow Blader's all like, nah, man, you can do it, bruh. We then get more really stilted dialogue.
You know what you need? Kid, you need a new paint job.
What I really want is a hot color, like the champ.
Did fucking aliens make this? This was a real movie that was made and consumed by human beings. I somehow can't let that sit in. But then this guy comes in, and then Cruz leaves, and yeah.
Look at him go. That kid has a lot of spunk in his trunk.
A lot of what in his what now? But anyways, this guy's company is on the fritz, so he tells Lugnut to grab all the money out of his savings account. And that's about it. But uh-oh, on his way back, Lugnut spends all the savings money betting on the race. What a fucking idiot, I can't believe it. Meanwhile, Cruz is fantasizing about being a famous race car driver. He then gets home and is all like, man, I wish I were a famous race car driver. But the female car is all like, oh, it's okay, Cruz. I believe you can be a great race car driver. So in other words, nothing fucking happens. But then, uh-oh, that night, we get a shot of the champion's gas, written in Comic Sans. But then the evil car pulls up and starts pouring ketamine or something into the champion's gas. Wait a minute, not only is that bad for cars, but that's also cheating? I don't believe it. The bad guy is cheating in the race. Truly, this is one of the most profound scenes in film history. Cristiano Valente really hit it out of the park with this one. The evil car then knocks over some barrels. What a fucking idiot.
Somebody else's mess.
But now it's time for the race to begin. Held at the world of famous Comic Sans Speedway.
This is some view, Mr. V8. I can see everything. This is totally sweet.
Who was that guy? Lugnut then reveals that he spent all this guy's money on the bets on the race, and that makes him very upset.
If I knew the champ was a sure thing to win, I would have bet all my money on him in the big race.
Mr. V, you sort of did.
No, he didn't. That was you. Thankfully, it was on the champion, who was a surefire win. But if you remember, his fuel supply was hacked with ketamine. So the champion fucking dies or something. And that puts our heroes in a very weird predicament. Truly brilliant how all these plot threads are connecting together. You could almost call this a movie.
Take it easy, Uncle. Don't blow a gasket. Lugnut made a mistake. But what are you always saying? You have to believe in others.
Yeah, forget the fact that he broke your trust by using all your money on gambling. Just believe in others. That's a totally relevant moral. Then it's announced that the champ can't compete anymore. So Cruz decides to volunteer himself. But the champ's crew laugh at him and go, you can't be a race car driver. But Cruz goes, yes I can be a race car driver. So now he's a race car driver. And the bad guys are like, you can't be a race car driver. But Cruz is all like, yes I am, I'm now a race car driver. So the race begins, and do I need to drag it on? I mean, the movie certainly does, but I don't have to. Basically, after an amazingly animated race scene, the bad guy crashes and burns, with Cruz winning the race.
No one wrangles the Wrangler!
Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
So Cruz is now the winner.
He's not a kid. He's the man.
Actually, he's a car.
I think I found my successor.
So this guy's business is saved, and the bad guy is arrested for putting ketamine in the champion's gas tank. By the way, the police car has an Irish accent for no reason.
I'm sorry, son, but you have to come downtown.
So Cruz becomes the new champion, wins the trophy, and fucks the female car.
You won the race and my heart.
Wow, she's a gold digger. So what did we learn, kids? Gamble someone else's money and it'll all work out. What a good moral. So that was Little Cars the Great Race. It was shitty. The pacing was incoherent and way too breakneck. The dialogue is disjointed. The voice acting is done by amateurs in a basement. The plot is super basic and super predictable. The animation is Little Cars in the Great Race, and the movie is only 30 minutes long, meaning even the movie wants to be over. Overall, yeah, it's really bad. Still better than Alpha and Omega, though. Our film begins with this radical intro. An intro that has jarring cuts to this image, and an intro that's in a different language. We then cut to the movie's actual beginning of the movie, where Cruz is in a race again, I guess, with Lugnut and the female car watching.
That's right, Tony! Show him what you can do!
Wait a minute, but his name was Cruz in the last movie. Also, this car's voice sounds different, and oddly familiar.
Nothing against the kid, but you know who's in first place, right?
Okay, so I guess Lugnut's voice is different too.
Combo, I can't believe you're serious.
Oh, I'm sorry, Combo. So the characters were not only recast, but now they have different names entirely. What the fuck is this? Anyway, so Tony wins the race, I guess, and he's all like, hey, champ, you let me win. But the champions are like, nah, that was all you, bro. And then the female car comes in.
That was amazing, Tony. It was just fantastic.
I swear to God, where did I hear that voice before?
It sounds absolutely romantic.
So Tony's mad because he didn't win the race for real or something. And then he leaves and yeah. And then this girl shows up, who Lugnut or Combo or whatever his fucking name is wants to fuck because she has the same character design as him. Only she's a woman now, which makes her identifiable and saves on budget. Also, why does she have a pentagram on her nose? Am I gonna start hailing Satan by the end of this movie? So she leaves and yeah.
Tell me, if love is really blind, how did you just fall in love at first sight?
I guess I really don't care.
So these two cars are driving home, and Tony is still upset, all because he doesn't think he deserves to win. And that's about it. Meanwhile, the female Satanist woman, who is a newswoman apparently, goes out with Combo so she can get the inside scoop on Cruz. Or Tony, whatever. You see, this is why you don't change your character's name during sequels. Anyways, yeah, the two go out together and are seen drinking gasolina. But then this results in Tony getting an article on him. An article written in a different language.
Tony's best friend thinks it was a scam too.
So this leads to the third act conflict, I guess.
The biggest lie is that I could ever think of you as a friend.
I don't even know what to do anymore. No.
Wow, this pacing is way faster than the first one, whose original problem was the pacing being too fast already. So this movie is, as a result, completely incoherent. But it turns out the article was a result of corporate meddling, and that one female Satanist character didn't want the article to be a hit piece at all.
What's the big idea changing my story without my permission?
Well, your story was great if I was having trouble sleeping.
Wait a minute, that's Mike Pollock. What the fuck is Dr. Eggman doing here? So first we had the voice of... Now we have Dr. Eggman? The fuck's going on here? So the Satanist is all like, Combo, I'm sorry, I had nothing to do with the story. But he's all like, fuck you, bitch, and he leaves, and that's about it. But then the next race begins, and Dr. Eggman is one of the speakers. But then the Satanist van comes up, and Dr. Eggman accidentally and really easily admits to faking the article in front of everyone. He doesn't even think, he just admits it, dude.
Don't you realize how much better I made your story?
So what if I made up the whole thing and told more papers?
This has to be the most easily resolved conflict in the history of cinema. Even the movie knows it's just complete contrived bullshit, with the way it's just literally resolving itself. So Combo and the Satanist have sex or something. Tony wins the race and yeah, and that's the whole movie. Yeah, only 15 minutes long. So that was Little Cars 2, I guess. It was really shit. The animation was, wait a minute, why is there 25 minutes left of this movie? Wait a minute, this is the intro again.
I'm so proud of him, and once again
no fucking way. Okay, so apparently Little Cars 2 is just a couple of short films crammed into one video file. So I guess this is the second short film of Little Cars 2. Okay. So we started with a second race, I guess. One where Tony wins.
And once again, he's proved that he's the best ever.
So Not Mater goes, I could never train like that. But the female car is all like, oh no, you'd be a great racer if you ever raced. And Tony's all like, yeah, I agree, you would be a great racer if you raced. Golly, I wonder if this is foreshadowing. So they all go home and yeah. And then Dr. Eggman comes out again.
Listen up, we have to do our best to improve the company image.
If you couldn't tell, I fucking hate this. So anyways, the pickup trucks are too slow apparently. So Combo has to change the public perception. But how will he do that, you ask? Well, Tony comes in very conveniently with a non-English piece of paper for a conveniently held pickup truck race. Wow, this is incredibly contrived. So Lugnut Mater Combo has to enter the race now. So we get a training montage. That would be funny if it wasn't animated on a Subway sandwich. Wow. Holy shit, that was a cut. The music just stopped completely. Wow. Was this edited on a Nintendo Wii? So the big race begins, and do I need to spoil anything? Fuck it, it's Little Cars, who gives a shit? So in spite of a slow start, Combo Mater Lugnut ends up winning the race. Yeah, nobody saw that one happening in the first 5 seconds. So Combo wins and yeah, and he saves the company and the movie ends, and that's literally it. Except no, it's not, because we have one more short film. You know, you could like combine these plots, right? This movie is so bad they couldn't even make a full movie. They had to shove 3 equally contrived 15-minute shorts into one big cesspool just to make it count as a movie. I'm not gonna win any awards for saying this, but this is lazy. Anyways, here's the final movie of the movie, I guess. So we started with the female car ogling over this body. This is gonna be one of those jealousy stories, isn't it? Where she tries to look all pretty, but her natural self is what really matters. Barely even a word of dialogue has been spoken, and I'm already predicting the plot.
Why are women so obsessed with fashion? What difference does it make where the tires come from? Well, I've never really cared about what's on the outside.
Holy shit, can you be any less on the nose? But then Cruz comes in, I guess. And it turns out he's going to a party, and he chooses the girl car to go with him. him. But after he leaves, the girl car is all like, oh no, now I gotta look my best. So she goes to this place and she gets a makeover. She goes on this vaporwave looking ass machine. She gets cummed on, I guess.
I can feel the suds deep cleaning my finish.
Whoa.
And then she spends $5 million on a CSGO skin.
What? I could buy a garage for that much money and a house to go with it.
Those are $5 size. So now it's party time, and the female car is fresh as fuck. So Cruz and his girlfriend go to a background from Resident Evil 1, and the female car gets really jealous because other female cars are talking to her boyfriend.
My friend's right. You're more muscular than we thought.
But he's a car. Then they start dancing, if you can call it that. But the female car is still jealous. So they leave the party, and Cruz is all like, what's up, babe? And she's all like, I left because I didn't want to bother your friends or whatever. And Cruz is like, oh, you're jealous. You're the only girl for me, babe. Don't worry. And then she's all like, the only person I want to be with is you. Wow, I'm glad that was resolved really easily and on its own. So she goes home and is all like, man, that party was fucking lame. But it turns out she's now in a magazine and is actually the prettiest car of all time. And I kid you not, that is legitimately how it ends. It is so abrupt. So that was Little Cars 2. And once again, it's really bad. The animation is video brinquedo. The plots make zero sense to the point where this is barely even a movie. It's 3 generic and rushed 15-minute shorts crammed into one movie, I guess. The voice acting is an improvement. It's not great. Clearly, Mike Pollock and Lisa Ortiz weren't being paid enough. Probably even had a gun to their heads. Which is sad because they are legitimately good voice actors. But you know what? A bag's a bag, you know? The characters' names are different too, which is really weird and just shows a lack of cohesion or care. Which isn't surprising since this is a Brazilian money laundering scheme. But overall, yeah, it's really bad. Still better than Alpha and Omega, though. So those were the first 2 Little Cars movies. And once again, what do I say here? These are all really, really bad. The animation and character designs are horribly stiff and ugly. The voice acting is not good. The plots are generic and predictable as fuck and tend to resolve themselves. And they're way too short for you to actually connect to anything, really. So you end up sitting there baffled and confused as to what the fuck you just witnessed. The only positive that I have is that this is kind of entertaining in the wrong way. The animation is so shitty that I can't say I didn't not want to look away. It's also so generic that I was never really insulted, at least narratively. I kind of just went along watching these things like, okay, that just happened. So that was Little Cars 1 and 2. I felt like I had dementia watching them. Still better than Alpha and Omega, though.
Hey Dumpsy, now that you've referenced Sonic again, can you do more Sunami rap?
On my wrist, ay, baby, you a star, I'm my only wish. I'm counting blue honeys, I'm too money, ay, and my little bitch, she too lovely. Yeah, hanging up and calling me right back, ay, baby, why you calling me like that? Yeah, getting high with the seat, lay back, baby, gon' relax, yeah. Ay, they don't know the half, yeah, no matter what happened, I got your back. Baby, that's the facts, yeah, that's the facts, yeah. We can fight, but the feeling's gone. I try to find the words, but they never come. I can still see you on the lawn, hey, laying outside in the summer sun. Yeah, we can fight, but the feeling's gone. I try to find the words, but they never come. I can still see you on the lawn, hey, baby, that's the facts, yeah, that's the facts, yeah.
Dylan sends a picture of an old man, and underneath it says, kid named Finger. Quick question, what version of Windows